What up, YouTube? Go Farm back for another video on this beautiful day, y'all. I forgot to do beautiful day. But anyway, this video, I'm going to show some clips from the Soilfamily. These doing gnats. I'm going to show some clips from the Soilfamily Expo. We got some new trees from down there in Savannah, Georgia. We're going to put them together. All right, we at the world famous Savannah citrus, and it's Satsuma Grove. Have you ever been to a Satsuma Grove? It is spectacular. All these are citrus trees, y'all. I don't have enough video to show all the Satsuma trees you got, but it's literally called a Satsuma Grove. He has groves of Satsuma. If you ever get a chance to come out here and check it out, you will not be disappointed. I don't know how many Satsumas we got out here. And none of them are huge. But as you can see, they all flowering. Gotta look behind the scenes at the Soilfamily Expo. This is day one meetup on River Street. We just chatting. Everybody's having a good time, getting to know each other, getting comfortable in their environment. Not many people drinking. We don't have many drinkers in the gardening group. But everybody having a good time. Just look at them. All personalized conversations. Don't run from the camera. Don't run from the camera. I see you run. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I like broke. Broke is a pro.
The founders of the Soilfamily Expo, Sarah and Bobby. Everybody hanging out. The fam. All right, we're riding on the railroad train. This is day 2 of the Soilfamily Expo, and we boarding the railroad train at the museum. It's gonna be fantastic, y'all. Yeah.
Historic functioning turntables left in the United States. There was one turntable here before this that was built in 1852. It was an Armstrong stub as a child in Ohio. His cousin's name was Eleanor Kinsey, and she just so happened to be married to William Washington Gordon Jr., the railroad founder's son. When Sherman was in Savannah, he visited Eleanor frequently and offered her and her daughters an escape route out of the war zone so that they could get home. Captain Gordon told Juliet all sorts of awful stories about General Sherman. And now that she was looking at him face to face, his appearance didn't make things much better. If you've ever seen a picture...
All right, we at the Soilfamily Expo dinner at Ladies and Son, and we're gonna walk through and meet the family. Welcome. I don't know. Well, who are y'all, young ladies? Yeah.
You might see a pass in the background, but a decoration.
I don't know if he want to be on camera. He's a big guy. I'm gonna let him make the choice. I didn't bring none. Rob in the garden. The camera on. He don't want to say his name. Channel Rob in the garden. Hey, Miss Pescatarian, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well.
I'm ready to eat.
Hey. Miss Fran, say hey to the camera.
I'm happy. Hey, I got my trees. I'm happy.
Uncle Ben.
Be happy.
Got a Barbados cherry down here in the great city of Savannah, Georgia, y'all. Pula, well, we're in Pula. Barbados cherry. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, y'all. This is day 3. send off breakfast. We are deep in here. All right, so what did I get from Savannah? Oh, it was a good day. Keyshawn Satsuma. Google that. You get a minute? Google that. All right, we're gonna move on. I ain't bragging. Pink guava. Oh my God. Now this is only cold-hearted down to like 30 degrees. So she gonna stay in the greenhouse, and you know, we hope it work out. But we know sometimes things don't always make it. We don't dwell on that. We try and we try again. Now I've never killed a pink guava. Never killed a pink guava. I got 2 of them. We're gonna see. Now my other pineapple guava's doing fine in the ground, but they're more cold-hearted than these pink guavas. I say down to 30 degrees max. We're gonna see what it do. Now this one, now I've killed this one before, but I ain't never killed one this big and this beautiful. They call it a sweet southern cherry, AKA Barbados cherry. Now what I like to do, as soon as I get these, I pot them up. Because if you can see, its roots are already at the top. So, and we got this crack fertilizer in here. We gotta wean it slowly off this crack and then give some good organic fertilizer, you know, and hope she make it. Y'all cross the fingers in the chat. Cross all your fingers in the chat. But we gonna pot these up, cause we don't like these babies that we don't know. That soil look okay, but we don't know. Let's put them in something we comfortable with. Okay. Now the first thing we want to do, we want to make sure we get this tree how we want it to grow. Now it's a little tall, so I'm happy with that top growth. But what happens is, when in that small container, that's probably 3.5 gallon. Once in that small container, you don't have that many roots. The roots are suffocated. So what we do is, we try to trim off some of this so it don't need, let's put it this way, it's a lot of top growth with a little bit of roots in that little 3-gallon pot. So we take off a couple limbs so it ain't trying to support so much. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna go crazy with it, but I am gonna get all the lower limbs. We wanted just to focus on this top growth. And Barbados cherries grow really weird anyway. So we're gonna get some of that out. Let me pan the camera up a little bit so y'all can follow me as I go up. Now, anything growing to the center, I'm cutting off. Anything that's gonna grow in the middle of the tree, I'm gonna take it off. It's a lot of growth up here. And this growing right into the top. I'm gonna take all that off. And I know somebody said, why are you cutting that tree already? It's my tree. I bought this tree. Don't worry about it. All right, so get all these dead over here. This one at the bottom, it's gotta go too. So now, all I got is this top growth for them few roots at the bottom. Now we're gonna put it in some soil and let it do what it do, baby. Now, you say, what kind of soil you gonna use? Whatever kind of soil I can find, y'all. Whatever kind. And I find some cheap soil. And I'm gonna try to root those cuttings just to see what they'll do. But this is stay green and it's stay cheap. So I got it. So let's just fill up. Just fill up. And this is a 13-gallon. And I know it's a big jump from 3 to 13. And sometimes you got to worry about drowning the root. This is what I got. I'm going with what I got, y'all. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do and hope it work out. So let's get out this prison of a pot. Lord have mercy. Look at these roots, y'all. This thing has been in there for a long time. So I'm gonna try to break some of these roots up. And I know somebody say, you gonna break the roots, you gonna kill the plant. No. This plant got to know that she's free now. She's not in the bind. She's did all her time, and she did her debt to society. Now it's time for her to be free and growing. That's a lot of roots for a 3-gallon pot. So now we're gonna backfill. Yeah, a good press. Throw that soil around her. She knows she home. She knows she home. She's starting to feel good already. How that soil feel on you? How that soil feel on you? Feel good? I know. Daddy got you now. Daddy got you now. He gonna take care of you. He gonna water you. He gonna give you a little fertilizer. But if you die, I kill you. Don't play with me. I kill you. But yeah, I'm gonna take care of you and, you know, make sure you're okay from time to time. That's what I'm gonna do. But now what I need you to do, I need you to put on some fruit. Yeah, this spring I need you to put on some fruit. Yeah, cause we don't play with trees now. You pretty. We don't play with trees out here. Oh, there she go. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right. I got my Barbados cherry in. She look pretty down there. Welcome to Broke Farms. I got my Satsuma in. Welcome to Broke Farms. Now, my guavas, I ran out of soil, y'all. So they're gonna have to sit like this for a couple of days. Now, I'm gonna tell you like I tell my other plants. If you die, I kill you. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. So I'm put them in a nice space to keep them good. All right, something I said I was gonna do, I was gonna put kaolin clay on my plum and peach trees to try to keep the plum curculio bug off. So this is the clay. It don't say kaolin clay, but when I bought it on Amazon, this is what it's supposed to be. So I'm supposed to mix 3 cups to 1 gallon. This is 2 gallons. I don't want to make it that thick. So I'm gonna do 1 cup and see what it look like. All right, let me fill this up first. All right, we got it filled. Now this is supposed to be organic. It came in a paper bag, so I just gotta trust it. All right, so that's it going in there. I should have got a funnel. That would work way better. But that's 1 cup per 2 gallon. And we're gonna shake this up and we're gonna start spraying some trees, y'all. First thing I'm gonna spray is my red glow peach. I didn't have a whole bunch of problems with my bugs on the peaches. But if I take away one, they might go to the next one. Now, according to my research, and I always do your own research, wait till the flowers has turned to small fruit before you spray. Okay? All right. So we got small fruit on here, so we're gonna spray. According to the internet, this is the only thing I've seen that work for plum curculio bug. They should have gave it a smaller name like plum bug or something. But I'm just coating. It's supposed to be coating the fruit. I don't know why I'm doing the leaves. I want to make sure that I get what I'm trying to get. You know what I mean? So all this fruit right here, we're gonna just spray the fruit and we're gonna coat it. Also, in my research, if it rains, you gotta apply it again. So these peaches and plums grow fast, so hopefully we don't get that many rain spells in between that. All right, that's all the fruit on there. Let's go to the next. This is my plum tree, my Santa Rosa. This the tree they really attacked last year. And a little tip from me, if it's your first time using something, use half strength. Don't go full strength like it say on the package, okay? Okay? All right. So, first off, let's get into the plums we're trying to protect. See them beautiful plums there? They've got this big over the last couple of days, so I gotta hurry up and spray these. So, we want plums, so we gotta do what we got. Do what we gotta do. I know I'm not a big advocate for spraying stuff on your trees, but at some point, you gotta do what you gotta do to get fruit, y'all. Spraying, I don't advise nobody to spray if you can help it. Don't just spray because you see other people spraying. Spray because you actually need it, y'all. It's got to be an infestation or something. And this is an infestation because I want my plum. So we're gonna coat this good and hope for the best. All right, y'all. I'm gonna finish spraying. I'll be back. All right, and this is what it looks like after it dries. Yeah, I like that. Now a couple things. I'm spraying late in the evening. I don't know, it's around 7:30. All the bees gone in. Yep. The bees in for the night. They watching the news now. Don't worry about the bees. But I gotta get some of these plums, y'all. Don't think harder, you got old broke farmer. Look at that. They already got it. You see that spot on there? Bug already got that. So yeah, we doing what we can to get some fruit. And I'm already sprayed late. Yeah, some already got in that, y'all. Yep, I'm just trying to do my best. All right, y'all. Oh yeah, and I got a shot at Georgia Peach Nut. She the first person I saw doing a Kaolin clay. I didn't say she invented it, but she was the first person on her channel I saw using Kaolin clay. So shots out to Georgia Peach Nut for giving me some good ideas. Appreciate you.